To that breaking news story now, the former VBS Chief Financial Officer, Philip Truter, has been granted bail of 50,000 Rand. I want to get the very latest now from the Palm Ridge Specialized Court. Let's go to Griselda Lewis. Griselda, very good morning to you. What are you learning at this hour?
Well, in addition, Blaine, to that breaking news of the former Chief Financial Officer of VBS Mutual Bank being granted 50,000 Rand bail, also breaking news, we heard here at the Palm Ridge Magistrates Court, of course this is the Commercial Crimes Court sitting, that the former Chief Financial Officer of VBS Bank, Philip Truter, will be pleading guilty to the charges that have been put to him. You'd know, of course, that he's facing 47 counts relating to fraud, corruption, racketeering and money laundering. The court heard that he will be pleading guilty, yet no time has been set exactly on when that is expected to take place. But what we also heard in his affidavit, in his application for bail, Philip Truter says that he is under immense stress and that he was scheduled to be admitted to a psychiatric facility this afternoon. He's also expected, you'd recall, Blaine, that he was due to initially be arrested together a couple of weeks ago, together with 7 of his other co-accused, which include other top former executives of VBS Mutual Bank. That did not happen because he was in quarantine relating to COVID-19. He is also due to get back his results today, and we do understand that is what may have led to a delay in Philip Truter being admitted to a psychiatric facility. In an affidavit that he had deposed in his application for bail, he details how he has been going through severe stress, and I think given the fact that we now know that he will plead guilty, there was a clear indication that this perhaps would be the way in which this aspect of the case will go, given that in his affidavit, in his application for bail that was read out by his legal representative, Philip Truter apologized for what happened at VBS, and he says he takes full responsibility. So this is certainly a game changer in this particular matter, Blaine, in that you've got someone who's alleged to have been responsible for the faking of the financial or the books, the doctoring of the books at VBS Mutual Bank, now saying that he plans to plead guilty and that he takes responsibility for what happened at VBS Bank and has also apologized. So what this will mean for the case now certainly remains to be seen. Will he give the kind of evidence that is required, that the state may need to successfully prosecute the others in this particular matter, is certainly something that remains to be seen. But 3 crucial aspects coming out of this particular court appearance this morning is that Philip Truter has been granted 50,000 Rand a bail. He will be, I understand, be admitted to the psychiatric facility this afternoon somewhere in Centurion, and he does plan to plead guilty. And in that affidavit that he deposed here in that bail application says he is sorry for what happened and that he takes full responsibility. So quite a game changer, I would think, to a certain degree in this particular matter.
Game changer, as you put it, Griselda. Any reaction from the NPA?
Well, unfortunately, none at this stage, Blaine. We'll certainly get that for you. But it did seem clearly that in an affidavit that was also deposed by his wife, Philip Truter's wife, she also details, she says, over the past 3 months, some psychological problems that he had been going through. Of course, this is prior to his arrest on Friday, where she details instances where he could not not sleep, where she said he had been vomiting, and at some point, according to this affidavit that his wife had deposed of in this particular court through the legal representative, indicating that at some point Philip Truter had been moving from side to side and had basically been incoherent when he was speaking. So it clearly seems at this particular point that that is one of the issues that the state is going to have to deal with, in that we would not know at this stage when they're expecting to enter into this plea agreement, given the fact that Philip Truter, as early as this afternoon, is likely to be admitted to the psychiatric facility. And clearly, none of that would certainly go ahead without him getting the necessary care which is required, it seems.
So if he is being admitted to a psychiatric facility, is that likely to delay the case in any way?
In most instances, it should, to a certain degree, Blaine. In the instance that, from clearly what we have heard inside court this morning, in that Philip Truter seems to be unwell at this point, and given that the state itself seems to be in agreement that they're satisfied with the information that has been brought forward pertaining to his psychological condition, this is certainly likely to delay the case. But recall, the matter has been postponed. His next appearance will be on the 8th of October, together with his other co-accused. Right. Remember, the 7 that had been arrested prior to him. So perhaps that would be a bit more time that perhaps would be able to give the state. I'm sure there would be some kind of psychological report that will be needed prior to him appearing in court again, and that will certainly give a directive in terms of what his participation will be, when and how, given the fact that we now know that he will plead guilty.
And Truter's facing, 47 charges, Griselda, correct?
Well, that's right. 47 relating to fraud, corruption, racketeering, and money laundering, Blaine.
All right, appreciate the update. Breaking news, Griselda Lewis live for us there at the Palm Ridge Specialized Commercial Crimes Court there, bringing to us this latest developments with regards to the former VBS CFO planning to plead guilty and saying that he's been under significant stress, apologizing. He will be admitted to a psychiatric facility. That case postponed the next appearance on the 8th of October. Griselda Lewis there for us. All right, let's